This is it. 579, episode 579, No Laugh Track Podcast here in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Acme Comedy Company. I'm Justin Severson talking to multi-time guest here this week, Bengt Washburn. We did this last year. We did it like 4 years prior to that, a year prior to that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
And here we are.
We're here again.
January 2025, we made it, sir.
Yeah, we did. Another year.
Another year. Last time we talked was a little bit before Christmas.
It was
last year. And how were the holidays for you? You were in the United States?
We came over for the holidays. We flew over on Christmas Day to save money. Me and my wife and daughter. It's cheaper to fly on Christmas.
Oh, because everyone's already at their destination on Christmas.
Yeah. So you just ignore the calendar thing, and you fly on Christmas.
But that you came to celebrate with people that you know here.
Yeah, family here.
So then you kind of screwed them over and made them push their Christmas back.
Yeah, we did that. It's okay. They're Jewish, so it worked out good.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait a second.
So they didn't care. It's within a window of their holiday, so it's fine. Worked out great. Yeah, seriously, it was a good time. We had a great time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Where should we start? I was here last night. Had a great time. Good.
Yeah, I tried.
You tried.
Man, it's a lot of new material.
Yeah.
It's a combination of some older material with new material in a whole new order with new details and punchlines that I'm trying to put together for my third Dry Bar special.
Yeah.
And so I'm noticing that my short-term memory does not have the capacity that it used to have.
Okay.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like I have to work a little harder to put it in there.
Could you, there was a story you told about 5-10 minutes ago in the front there.
Yeah.
No, wait, this is a test of your short-term memory. Can you remember what I'm referring to?
Yeah, I remember.
Look at that.
If something hurts, you remember. Pain makes, you know what I mean? Pain.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if someone was on the stage punching me in the face every time I forgot, what happened was I had to refer to my notes so many times. And each time I come back from my notes, I would say, anyway. And so like the fourth or fifth time I did that, a woman up near the front beat me to the punch. She said, anyway, before I could say it. She did my filler word for me. Anyway. Like, oh. That's nice. Well, at least they're paying attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And her memory was pretty sharp. She was like, I think this is the fourth or fifth time he said anyway. I think I'll help him out. But anyway.
When I was sitting far enough back that I didn't hear that, so hearing you tell that story a few minutes ago.
Killing me.
Oh,
yeah.
That is fantastic. So you mentioned that you had some notes up on stage.
Yeah.
Did you get to everything you wanted to get to?
I didn't. There's one, it's a story I've told since about a year ago that I know works. It's easy.
Oh.
It's about my surgery for my prostate.
Yeah.
So it's easy, it's simple. So I didn't feel a need to necessarily. I should have done it because it would have, then I could have closed the show, like, and laughs, clap, instead of like, that's it, kind of that. I let him down easy. I like to let him down easy a little bit. But I forgot that one, and there's several bits afterwards that, because Ben Sandell and Brian Miller were there watching and helping me do notes, and they said, what about this bit and that bit? Like, you forget them when it's just so much new and old mixed in a different order, and it's hard to remember.
I saw both of them in the audience last night, but I didn't. So did you guys schedule like, hey? No,
they just happened. Well, I bumped into Brian at open mic, and he said, I'll be down. And then Ben Sandell just showed up. But I bumped into Brian at open mic the night before, and he said, I'll come down and do notes with you. I said, yeah, absolutely.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Oh, that's great.
Some of the best tags I've ever had have been written by other comics. They saw the show, and they write. Robert Schimmel wrote one of my best tags ever. I did the show in Boise, and I was just working on a new story about going canoeing with my wife that I ended up doing for years. And it was maybe about the third time I was doing it, and he just added a line that was like, killer. It's Robert Schimmel. He's a great comic. You remember Robert Schimmel, don't you?
You're like, I'm so...
That's a while ago.
I was a big fan of his.
Oh, he's great.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
Really he was
nice
kind
guy.
of in the there wasn't a like now there's comedy everywhere, right?
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, he was
so many
before
places.
that. He was kind of
He was
before
before
that.
that.
He was like the beginning of that group of like honest, down truth tellers. Like, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just telling the truth.
Yes.
He was one of the first, I think, that did that. And it was, man, he was great.
So you knew him, huh?
I just met him once. I didn't really know him. He just happened to be headlining. This when I was living in Boise back when Ian, my son, was little and I wasn't on the road much. So I was featuring for Robert Schimmel. And, Brendan Walsh was there too.
Oh, yeah.
And then Robert Schimmel in the back room, he should say this. And Brendan said, yeah, Robert has a tag for you. And, yeah, what a great tag.
Holy cow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, and I've seen you post about it, that you have another dry bar. It'll be number 3.
Third one, yeah.
Third one. How does that? So you obviously you know what's coming. How does that process? Do they reach out to you and like, hey, we're recording another 20 of these things, and we want you to be one of them?
Yeah,
they
reached out and they just said, hey, would you be interested in doing another one? He's well, the first time they offered, I said, I don't know. I'm out of practice. And the material I had wasn't close enough to finished, and I had too many like non-club shows, corporate cruise ships. So I need real stage time.
Yeah.
To work on the ideas that are building up. So I said no at first, and then they said, well, how about the next round? And I said, yeah, I'd love to. So
was this your way of negotiating for more money?
Yes. I didn't add a zero. But no, I have no way to negotiate for money. I don't know how to do that.
Next time, tell them you're retired, and you're gonna have to pay me to come out of retirement.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, how funny. Yeah, that would never.
Uh-huh.
What would it be like to have that kind of leverage? That would be wild.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. I saw there was a list. I don't even know who put it together. It was like top comics on Dry Bar.
Oh, the top comics on Dry Bar. I didn't see that.
You were like number 5.
I was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that list.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's nice. That's a good list to make.
I mean,
Seriously.
5 out of
There's a lot.
hundreds, thousands.
There's a
maybe?
ton of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are really good, man. They're
4
really
of them.
good. Yeah. 4 of them are really good.
I mean 5.
Oh, dang it.
5 of them are really
As
good.
my daughter would say, burn. You got burned, Dad. You did. You burned me. But some I love on
Have you ever heard your daughter refer to someone as a try-hard? That's the saying kids say now. Try-hard. Oh, he's a try-hard.
What? A try-hard?
A try-hard.
So that would be like...
That's an insult now.
Is it? So
Yeah. Malcolm, you've heard try-hard. Of
Try-hard?
course.
A try-hard.
A try-hard.
Jeez, why are you trying so hard? I don't know. I want to eat?
Yeah.
That's such a ridiculous...
Uh-huh.
But I understand it, too. Like when I first did... probably the first 10 years of my comedy career, I was a try-hard on stage. You've seen them where they can't handle quiet spots in a show, and they're like, ta-da. Yeah, I did that for almost 10 years, I would say.
You did, okay.
It was a try-hard. Yeah. Is that what they mean? What does it mean?
I think you got it.
I think that's what it is,
Yeah,
right?
I think you got it.
Yeah.
Then again, maybe we're both too old to get it. I don't know.
Definitely. You're still pretty young. You're not that old as I do.
Are you using your material from last night?
You're not
pretty young.
You're pretty young.
Pretty young.
I'm expanding that. Tonight we're going to do more on that. Yeah. But
It does crack me up when I have the job selling beers at various places, sporting events around the Twin Cities, and when I sell someone like a beer to somebody and they call me young man, I'm always like,
well, you're pretty young.
I know, but when
You're still pretty
young
young.
man to me is like 19.
Yeah.
Like that's young man.
I assume they're hitting on you, and you should too.
Oh.
That's what's going on.
Well, you know what? From now on, I'm going to consider that, and it's going to really.
You should immediately cut them off. Actually, say no, you are drunk.
That's the first sign of inebriation.
I burned you back. That's a burn. I burned you.
Nice.
I'm being a tryhard right now. This is disgusting. I apologize. All right.
Oh, so you had this material last night where you were talking about. I'm going to dig into my notes here. It was like married debate versus high school debate.
Yeah.
Okay? Which
Yeah.
is a great, first of all, I love the
premise,
premise.
right?
The premise is fantastic.
It needs work. I did that here. Last time I was here
Okay.
was the first time I did it. So I've had 1 year to not work on it. That's literally what's happened.
Oh, no.
I've had 1 year to not work because there's so few places I can really do the material. European crowds, so often they're small and they're not fluent enough in English to really follow a lot of that.
Oh, for people who don't know who you are, you live in Germany right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
true.
I guess we didn't
I've
say
been
that.
living there the last 5 years now. Yeah.
Raised in Utah.
Yeah.
Have lived in Germany before.
Yeah.
Have lived in
Utah, Germany, very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cultures, in some ways. Others not so much, but
Well, anyway, great premise, the
Thank you.
married debate versus high school debate. And one of my favorite things is noticing other people's reaction in the crowd to what we're seeing on the stage. And last night when you were doing that, there was this couple that was sitting near me. And I swear the woman, she probably woke up this morning with neck pain because everything you said she related to.
Oh,
and
there
would look over to her husband and just the biggest smile, like, yeah, that's us.
Dang
yeah,
it.
that's you. Yeah, that's me.
if only she had laughed, it would have helped everything so much. It was.
You know what?
Dang it.
Honestly, there wasn't a ton of laughing from her. It was more of a huge smile and that's
Well,
us, that's you, that's
She was
me.
not alone, actually. That was a fair amount of people that were. You were there.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
You want people to relate to the material. That's
Absolutely.
So this is a
Yeah.
success.
That is a
a
success.
laugh, I don't know. Maybe she's just not one of those people that doesn't laugh.
That's the start, too. That means if I can get it there, maybe if the crowd's just a little bit more hot, and maybe if I can just find the timing a little better and a little better line or joke, it'll pop. So that's what we're doing this week.
There
We're
you
trying
go.
to find. So if they come to the show, they might get a good show. no,
They might.
It'll be all right.
They might.
It'll be all right.
I listened back to the last time we did this, and I need to get a follow-up of... We talked about how you do a lot of cruise ship performances,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you mentioned it on stage here as well. And you talked about how, because of the crowd, some of these, or quite a few of the cruise ships, is an older crowd, even some
yeah.
people in their 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And then inevitably,
Very common.
there's probably someone sleeping in the front row.
Who's in their 80s. So I can do the material. I don't have to worry. They're asleep. They're not going to. But you mean at this show last night?
I want to confirm I saw no one sleeping here at Acme last
Two,
night.
stage right.
No,
Two.
no.
Oh, yeah. Older
No,
couple.
no.
Older couple. It was like I was on a cruise ship again. Tepid
know this.
response, sleeping on the front row.
No.
It was like a cruise ship. But that part. These people were way too young to be tepid. That's what I thought. And they weren't all tepid. There were some good people in there.
I had no idea you were going to say that there were people.
There's two sleeping.
No way.
Right there, those two right behind you. There's one guy snoozing in and out, and I'm not gonna stop that. I'm not gonna
my.
get between a person and their sleep.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting over there. Nobody could see that. I was just listening. But anyway, that's why they were kind of in front of me. That's why I wouldn't see that. They'd
Well,
the
you
back
said,
of their head.
I was
Unless-
sitting over there. I was just listening, as was everybody else. just listening. That should be. Well, if you want a crowd that listens, Bent's your man. They will just listen to Bent. It wasn't that. I'm making it worse.
You are making it worse. You're making it much
I'm making
worse.
it way worse than it was.
I got home last night. My wife said, "How was it?" I said, "It was really good. It was fun."
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
Okay. He did not bad. It was not bad.
Not bad.
I think it was not bad.
It was better than not bad.
It was not bad.
Knock it off.
There's potential.
there's definitely potential. You got potential, kid.
Yeah.
You got
thank you.
potential, kid.
Finally, I've got it.
Can you? So I was looking at your social media, and if within the last couple months, you and your wife were in Paris.
We went to Paris.
Can you tell you told the story in here? And I would like you to repeat it about how she got ripped off.
Well, we
maybe?
got totally ripped off.
Okay.
What'll happen is we took a train into Paris, and when this big train comes into the main station there in Paris, I can't remember which one. It's in French, so my brain just vowel sounds blah.
Sure.
And you get off, and there'll be this big line in front of these automated kiosks, which can be confusing. All kiosks are confusing, even in, like, Kelly's fluent in French, but it's still a little. And so what happens, the way they do it is there'll be a big line, and a young man cut in front of us. So my wife, because she can speak French, she told him basically, hey, there's a line here. You got to go back there. And then he made her feel embarrassed by saying, no, I work here. I help people with the So then she felt so embarrassed and bad about accusing him of cutting that then he helped us. See what I mean? And yeah, he basically, oh, here, let me help you. How many days are you in town? 2 days. Also, you'll want the 2-day ticket. That's €44 each, blah, 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 blah. And he typed it all in for us.
Sounds like a hero.
He handed it, yeah, total hero. He hands us 2 tickets. Let me show you, go to the turnstile, so that we're gone, so that we can't, once we get through the turnstile, we can't get back. He hands us, bye. And then we get there. It was a one-trip ticket. It was a €4 ticket, 2 of them. So we should have spent €8, but we spent €88. So we lost €80 at boom. And then, we found him. My wife tracked him down on the way out of town and went after him like you made him run out of the change station.
In French?
Yeah, in French, yeah. Of course. Of course she scolded him in French. But we didn't get our money back. No.
No.
And that happens all the time.
Do you think did he recognize her right away?
Not at first. Not at first. I was over here. I'm doing motions with my hands. I can't hear, but I was in a different part of the train station, and suddenly I didn't know where she was, and she had seen him and jetted after him, and then
there he
said,
is.
Hey, come here. And he was confused, and as he got closer, she says, "Where? Can I swear on this?"
Sure.
She said, "Where's my fucking money?" Basically in French. What? He acted all confused. Yesterday when you helped us, he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and then he and his partner just ran.
Amazing.
Yeah. We got ripped off.
My goodness.
We got ripped off.
You told a story on stage last night about being in Turkey.
True story.
And so I have a buddy that was in the army, and he was recently in Turkey, maybe a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he brought me back a rug.
Yeah. So the same thing happened to him.
And I didn't realize until hearing your set last night that now I know why he ended up with that and why he came back with several.
They are high-pressure salesmen. They're good. Like you go in, you'll tell them where you're from. They will whip out a giant photo book, and then they'll have pictures of people from your home city. I've been to your city. These people. I don't know if he really had been to Utah and Wisconsin, but he. And then they just
River Falls, yeah.
And you know what they're doing? They do what is it called? The anchoring. Is that the principle where they'll tell you just a ridiculously high price, like $3,000, so that when you say $600, you think you're getting a deal.
Yeah.
But the thing's a $50 rug. They do all of it. It was so weird that I walked out. They're really good rugs. Now, they are great rugs, but, and I said 17, but I think it was $1,300, which was too much. I shouldn't have paid. No.
Insane.
Found out later I should have paid about half that.
Yeah.
Really. Two of them. Didn't even plan on buying them. True. I needed to go to the bathroom. That's a true story. I was outside this mosque. I really needed to pee. I was looking for a place, and this friendly guy, like, I'll help you. Hey, my friend has a place with a bathroom. And then we keep walking. No, it's just a little ways further. He said, I don't know how many times he said a little ways further.
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes worth. And now we're in a rug store. And then when I left with an empty bladder and 2 rugs. That's right. It's a true story. Still a true story. And then I got a dang haircut. The haircut happened in Bogram, I think it's called. Bodrum, Turkey. Bogram. Different place. I just combined them. That's a true story, too. Yeah.
So you go all over the world, basically, doing these with these cruise ships.
I do, yeah.
And you don't speak any other languages?
No. English and a little German.
And a little German.
Tiny bit of Spanish.
Okay.
But if you speak English, you can get by.
But clearly, you can always at least just get by.
Yeah. Some countries, the poorer they get, the less English.
Oh,
really.
I suppose.
The less money, the less English.
Sure.
But it seemed like, where would it be? Like Sri Lanka? Hardly anybody.
Okay.
There's hardly any English there. In some of the smaller villages, like in Greece or in any small little town, not so much, but.
Any new places that you've been to in the last year?
I went to Ho Chi Minh City. That was interesting. The first time. Crazy.
Okay.
Ho Chi Minh City. I blew like $30 on fridge magnets. Yeah, because the lady that comes through there has her son with her. Like, oh, we need them, and so you buy some, and then another lady with another son comes through. We need it, and it's just like, And I had $30, so that's how many I bought.
Yeah, the kid along with the
Uh,
whatever you call the street salesperson, performer,
he
etc.
was holding a knife. The kid was holding. I'm kidding. He wasn't holding a knife. But I've had that situation too.
What do you mean?
Oh, I had Jamaica, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. This guy invites me to his souvenir shop. He's a really friendly guy. So I said yes. This is a totally true story. And then he points over across the street to his souvenir shop, but it's an alleyway. No kidding. He wants me to go over to this alley.
Mm.
And I didn't want to. So I tried to lie, like, I'll, because it's a really busy street. It's the only one in Ocho Rios that's busy.
Sure.
I said, I'll go down the traffic light. I'll cross there. And then on the way back, I'll visit your store. He knows I'm lying.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So this is what he does. He says, no, you're going to cross it. This is how we cross the street in Ocho Rios. I won't do the accent because it's racist if I do it, I guess. He jumps into the traffic and just holds up his hands. So now all the traffic is screeching to a halt. He says, you got to cross, man. You got to cross. That's how he got me into the alley.
He's doing you a favor.
Yeah, well, it's weird. What I find weird is that I found the need to be a man of my word in Ocho Rios. You know what I mean? That part of our body that's like, well, I said I would, so I should.
Sure.
That's in you, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm still a good guy, so I'm going to do what I said.
Yeah, but why am I worried about my reputation in
Why?
Ocho Rios?
I don't want to.
So weird
I don't
to
want to
me.
lie to a stranger.
Yeah, but it's so weird.
I know.
It totally worked. I
Yeah.
went. That's the only reason I went. So I get into the alley and they're selling these. It was a bunch of makeshift booths, like cardboard and black plastic just thrown together, and they're all selling the same 4 or 5 reject souvenirs. Really the same. They're all the same. He tells me this. He actually said this. He said, these are all locally owned. Which, yeah. Really? This isn't venture capital. You know what I mean? It's not outside investors. So I get to his booth, and he had some stuff, and he had this carving of Bob Marley that was more unique, and I actually liked it. I said, did you do that yourself? And he said, yes. And then he pulled out a machete. I carved it myself, and then he slapped that on the asphalt. And that's true. I mean, at that point, it was kind of like getting robbed. You know what I mean? I mean, he gave me stuff, but negotiations, it's like, how much you going to give me for that? I think everything in my wallet, So I took a bunch of crap. Yeah.
Usually, I've heard these stories when they're more connected to like, hey, are you looking for drugs?
Yeah.
Like the locals, like, hey, I'm going to sell this this tourist some pot or some cocaine or
Yeah,
something.
you would think you could go to a bad neighborhood. And I've talked to people from Jamaica, and they're like, you were under no danger. He's just messing with you because he knows it puts you off balance, and now he can close the sale, and
Interesting.
Because they really don't attack tourists. They don't want to lose.
It's true. That is
Yeah.
so much money goes
It's mostly
to Jamaica from tourism.
local on local crime, but the local on local crime's really tough there.
Oh, yeah. I was there once, too. It's
Yeah.
it's an interesting place.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but kind of scary at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so we were back to the conversations before we started recording. We're talking about drinking alcohol, and you reminded me that you didn't have any alcohol until you were 30.
30, maybe 29. It might have been 29. Yeah.
And that's because you were raised Mormon.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you only liked coffee.
I didn't even do coffee, of course.
That's
I can't.
right.
I can't have any. I couldn't have anything.
You liked sparkling water.
I like Sprite, water.
Tell me the situation. Like, what was the setting that you finally drank alcohol? Was it like?
You know what? My ex-wife, when we were at the end of our marriage, brought home some vodka one night.
Oh.
And orange juice. She said, "This is called a screwdriver," and that's the first time I had alcohol. Probably that is.
You started
that
with-
was the problem. That's where the bad started. Yeah.
You started with a vodka-based drink.
Yeah, I had a vodka, like a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one, or because I've vodka.
That is
screwdrivers.
all it took.
Yeah?
You know, I mean, I didn't have any tolerance at all.
Yeah,
so,
no,
yeah,
I could imagine.
Yeah.
Do
But
you
I
drink-
never drank a lot, really.
How about like these days?
Not a lot. I mean, I'm almost 60. It hurts. It hurts. It carries a consequence that just, since I'm not addicted, it carries a consequence that, I'll do a little, but never a lot.
Sure.
Okay, every once in a while. But during the pandemic, my neighbor and I had a fence bar, and I did
Oh, there you go.
a few too much. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What I also thing I wanted to ask you about, you did another thing I saw on your social media. You did I have a note about here. Oh, blind booking. You did a trip with blind booking.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever? They don't have that over here, do they?
I mean, it kind of sounds familiar, but
You know why? Blind booking is when you can last minute, they'll have a list of cities you could see. They're just kind of just a short trip away. And then you just, and it's a base price, like say €100. And then you just say, I'll take wherever you'd send me in those cities. So we did that and ended up in, I can't even remember, down on, what's that island below Italy? Anyway, we went, blind booking.
and it worked out well.
It's great. It's great. I think they can't do them here because there's no short plane trips to anywhere you really want to go. You know, it'd be just like Cleveland, you know. Yeah, you're like, do you really?
There's a commercial playing on the radio these days in the Twin Cities, and it's a guy promoting Jefferson Lines, like the bus, you know, where you buy a ticket to go on a bus. And one of the lines in the commercial is the best way to travel the country. Like, who the fuck are you trying to fool? Taking a bus is the best way to travel?
Way to travel the country.
No one that's ever ridden one of those buses is going to back you up on that. No way. Even the ones that have to do it, that it's their only choice, they're not. This is.
Well,
I mean, I could afford, a luxury ride. I could afford a train, a limo, anything.
It's
helicopter. No.
Maybe is it slightly better than walking? Maybe. Maybe that should be their slogan. Better than walking.
Yes.
Maybe.
Better than a really long walk.
Slightly safer than hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Slightly safer than hitchhiking. Drugs will be in the next seat. You don't have to search those out. So,
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of conveniences to the bus. Everything you need is on that bus.
Yeah.
Cocaine in the front, heroin in the back, whatever drug you want, it's going to be on the bus. You don't
That's right.
have to
Bring
go down a
cash.
dark alley. You're in one, and it's moving 50 miles an hour.
Isn't that wild? Every time I hear it, I'm like, this is the biggest lie I've ever heard on the radio.
Yeah, that's close. There's one on that strip club down by that it always makes me laugh every time I drive by. What's the name of that strip club?
Oh, Deja Vu?
Deja Vu. Is it Deja Vu? The one right over here, like on whatever.
Or Dream Girls? Deja Vu?
Dream,
Deja Vu?
Anyway, it's right over there, and
Yeah.
the slogan is still on the awning, and the awning's all faded now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all, and it says, what is it? Where the party never ends? Is that what it's?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, but the meaning, the party so ends. You know what I mean? For so many people at that club, the party ends.
Yes, it does.
Wow, it ends.
Yes, it does.
So it's such every time it says it is so inaccurate. Yeah.
Isn't that the also place that has the thing that says like dozens of pretty girls and one ugly one or something
Yeah,
like
isn't that nice? Charming.
Yeah.
Charming. Charming.
I think they stole that from Hallmark.
Dozens of ugly men and one handsome one.
That's right. That's
Probably
right.
the opposite.
There's a billboard I've been driving by last couple of weeks coming over to Acme. I want to get your thoughts on this. It says, you can't escape rush hour traffic, but you can escape. And no, I'm not going to tell you what this advertisement is for.
Oh.
You're never going to guess in a billion years what the last word is. You can't escape rush hour traffic, but you can escape
I don't know. Prison? Well, I don't know what.
pre-diabetes. That's the billboard.
You can't. What? What on earth?
You can't escape rush hour traffic, but you can escape pre-diabetes.
What is that? I don't understand.
I don't know.
So
It must
they
be for a
want
medication or something.
Someone stuck in traffic. They see the billboard. This sucks, but at least I can avoid diabetes. That's such a strange.
It's so strange.
You can't avoid it. I wonder who wrote that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. You're right. I wouldn't have ever guessed that.
No.
I would not have guessed that at all.
Not in a billion years.
No. No.
You can escape rush hour traffic, but you can't
can't
escape pre-diabetes.
Because you
Or you
can't.
can. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you can.
you flipped
You
it.
can.
You flipped it, and
You can't escape rush hour
it
traffic.
was better. You can escape rush hour traffic by staying home.
With your pre-diabetes.
Yes,
Yeah.
with your pre-diabetes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That one's just been catching my eye recently. What else did I want to talk to you about? Let's see. So you're going to record your dry bar in a few months.
Yeah.
Do you have other shows? You going back to Germany between then and now, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I got to go back to Germany. I'll be there for like a little over a week, and then I'll fly back to Spokane. I have a show just outside there, just one night. And then I'll fly all the way back to Germany, and then I have a few shows in Germany, and then I fly back here for some more shows, and then I fly back to Germany and back here for shows and then record.
Yikes.
It's what I have to do to get the good stage time that I can use to write.
Sure.
Because I have to have audiences like last night to help me figure out I need someone in the audience to say anyway. You know what I mean? I need that, like someone like, nope, You know what I mean?
You need her, Brian Miller, and Ben Sandell.
Yeah, I
here
need
all
all the help I can get to like figure it out.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not getting that over there. So that's a lot of. I'm gonna get so many miles. I'm gonna be tired.
I'm looking at my notes here. We left out the part that on your trip to Paris where you got ripped off for the one-way ticket that needed to be two-way. You saw Emo Phillips.
Emo Phillips. Oh my word, he's great.
At a comedy club in
Paris, a little tiny.
Wild.
Old cellar. Like this is a cellar probably built in the 1700s or something. It's old, maybe even 1600s. It is old.
Yeah.
And he's in there with like 30, maybe 40 people tops are packed in there. And they're all totally fluent in English, so they get his amazing jokes. He has some of my favorite jokes of all time. This is my favorite. This might be my favorite joke. It's one of tied for first. Have you heard this one? He says, it goes, I saw a man rummaging through the trash. Well, you hate to see a human being doing that, so I bought him a raccoon suit. He said, does he wear it? No, you can't help these people. It's like so good. It is so good. And it's just one after another. He's still spectacular.
I agree.
He's one of the best joke writers of all time.
His jokes work written, but then they're even better with his unique delivery.
And I don't want to do his. But when you add his delivery and then you meet him after, and no, he's not faking it. That's who he is. He's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah,
absolutely. I've seen him here. I've seen him here at Acme.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but yeah.
He is my wife's favorite comic. That's true.
And you're in that mix.
Like,
are you behind, or
not
you're
anymore.
not qualified?
I'm not even top 10. Look, I'm not, and I get it. Well, it depends. I mean, I make her laugh the hardest. You know what I mean?
Sure.
When I get hurt.
Yes.
That's totally true. Like when I fell on my face at that Christmas market. I talked about that.
I watched the video.
Oh, did you see it?
Yes.
Did you hear me swear? You can hear me in the background. Well, I beeped it out. Like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the giant lump on your leg afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did that show up on the... Yeah. It's still there. I still got a lump, man. Yeah. She laughs so hard.
How many times in life do you have these moments where you're like, man, that would have been great if somebody was recording that? And then you got one.
I got one.
You got
one. And it's just... Oh, man. It did hurt bad.
For people who want to see, it's on your Facebook feed.
Yeah. But I didn't lose my phone. That's part of... I wonder what kind of injuries increase because we're trying to save our phones while we fall in today's day and age.
Oh, tons.
Because you can't brace yourself.
Right.
Probably fewer broken wrists, more screwed up elbows. You know what I mean? Like this, because that hurt. Because my left elbow hit. Because I was trying to hold,
my precious,
my $1,200 stupid phone with everything on. Like, hurts so bad.
Hilarious. We should put a bow on this thing. I don't want to end on a downer here, but I do want to mention that these wildfires in California.
Wow.
And affecting someone that we know, Pete Lee.
Pete Lee. Yeah.
I'm not talking out of turn here. He put it on social media, but he, for people that know Pete, maybe haven't heard this, he lost his home and his car in near Los Angeles.
That's what Luce was telling me yesterday. Man,
Crazy.
Crazy.
And this
he's
is in
doing
the-
a set. He's going to do a set on Tonight Show.
Yeah, he's on the Tonight Show tonight, so he's not in California. He's been in New York running his set for the Tonight Show. So this great, another, amazing thing that you get in your career doing the Tonight Show again, which he's done many, many times.
Yeah,
It
he's
should
done
be just
quite a
like
few.
it should be his only focus. But then the guy's dealing with
He's
the
thinking
emotions.
about the whole house is gone. I think that's what I hear. Is
Yeah,
everything is all gone.
So Pete, we
Yeah.
feel for you, man.
Yeah.
Wish you the best. It's terrible to
Absolutely.
hear that. Absolutely terrible to hear that. Final question for you. Are you still TikTok? Are you still on there much? Looking video? Oh, you obviously are with that exasperation.
I hate it. I hate all of that. I hate it. I hate it. Don't you? I mean, I hate it.
Yeah, I
mean,
hate it because I
I
wanna
watch
look at it.
constantly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
UFC fights still.
Still.
I don't know what's wrong. But I hate it. And I'm on there a little bit now and again. I tried to do this series that I do, but it just took too much time and work. And I'm thinking about jokes, I got
Sure.
to think about my comedy. I can't be.
I enjoy the ones you do where it's like you're about to go to another city and then you do a little research about it. I thought those were really
okay.
good.
Well, I should do those, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I can't. It's just a pain. I don't like that.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It used to be just about telling jokes on stage.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, it never was just about that. But that's all I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all I can do. Yeah. I'm on there, though. I'm
Yeah.
on TikTok, and which I guess is going away, and then Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
Yep. All right. People need to come to the shows this weekend at Acme.
Yeah. Come on out. Tell them to come to a show. Help me out. Yeah. Come on. Come on. I don't know how to manipulate.
And then you want people to corner you after the shows and give you like the most in-depth critiques,
Yeah.
right?
Please no. No. Yeah, Brian did that for me. I've got plenty. I've got some help.
If you see Brian Miller, you tell him, and
Good
he'll
job.
tell Bent.
Yes, tell Brian, and he'll filter out the suggestions for me. Be nice.
Perfect. Continued success. I hope the
Thank you.
recording
Thank
goes
you,
really well,
Justin.
and
Thanks.
we'll do this in another year, hopefully.
I hope so.
Excellent.
Great to be here.
Thank you.